No. OK, Charlotte, this recommendation by the government's health watchdog that children as young as 5 should be taught sex education. I thought I've heard this debate before. I thought they were taught sex education at
It has come up
anyway.
before, but this is the health watchdog sort of, officially recommending that it should be brought in. A lot of people not happy about it at all this morning. Spencer Gower says that's way too young. Why do we insist children of that age should be treated as adults? They're innocent children. Alan Dunsmore says surely that's far too young. We don't want children getting into trouble due to lack of information.
They want to be teaching some of their parents, I think, sex education, don't they?
Yes, I mean, it's just a joke, because even when you're 5, you don't even know what a day is or what a week is. So if you don't know the days of the week and what a week is, how can you be teaching them sex education? Start with basic things.
Yes, what? You should be a lecturer. Thanks, everybody from South Africa who's been in touch, pointing out to me that the reason I didn't hear Vuvuzelas at the Rugby World Cup in the 90s was that they are a black instrument, and rugby was mostly watched by white people. So thank you very much indeed for that. Lucy, the weather situation in South Africa for the World Cup, well, it is winter. It really is, isn't it?
It is, yes. It was freezing cold there the other day. I think for the New Zealand game it was 1 degree in Johannesburg, and yesterday morning people were waking up to frost and ice. So complete contrast to how it is here, because it's settled and sunny over the next few days, leading in quite nicely.
For this first hour of Sunrise, we'll take a break there. We're back. Top stories of the day. And big concentration again. Kay has emailed us this morning to say my niece Debbie and her fiancé Matt are actually getting married on July the 11th. What is July the 11th?
A very important day.
It is. It's the date of the World Cup final. And everybody's going to be there. But Kay says that is what Sky Plus is for.
But the thing is, though, the guests at the wedding will be wanting to know what the score is, won't they? So
they will, and
all
also,
the men will be sneaking off. And probably some of the women as well.
You won't get staff to man the bar, to waitress. You won't get taxis. You won't get babysitters. Absolute nightmare. Fools that plan their wedding during that tournament. Ridiculous. James Wellworth is with the newspapers in just under 10 minutes' time. Stay tuned for that. Good to see you, James.
Morning.
Leading the news this morning here on Sky News Sunrise. Our top story is Tony Hayward's appearance in front of that congressional committee will be happening at 3 o'clock this afternoon. See it here on Sky News and Sky News HD. We've got it covered. Got the newspapers covered, and all things to do with hair removal by laser from James Whale and Charlotte. We'll be discussing that after this.
Thanks, Eamon. The Chancellor's announced the biggest shake-up to financial regulation in more than a decade, all designed to avoid a repeat of the banking crisis. The Financial Services Authority will
James
be abolished.
Whale off by the bud, or in the prime, or whatever.
Really nice. Do you know, so many people would like to do that.
We would.
Really.
So stand by, because anything can happen in the next 5 minutes or so. We have been thrown to the dogs, say MPs, and this is in the Daily Telegraph.
Well, you know, I was wondering what I was going to do on my radio show this afternoon on LBC, and now I know I'm going to have a real go at some of these moaning old devils. Here we are, Anne Clwyd, first of all. Anne Clwyd, and a lot of them, because, of course, they have been claiming expenses, not having to put any receipts in. They've been living the life of Riley, our MPs. And here we are. Anne Clwyd has said she wouldn't have sought I don't know why I did that voice, I forget it. She wouldn't have sought re-election to Parliament had she known the hassle she would be forced to undergo to claim allowances. Well, quite frankly, I think you should resign. I think you're past your sell-by date.
Well,
and if you're saying that...
We still get to this... Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, enough of that.
Have I got to go now?
Yes, because here comes the Prime Minister. And I very much agenda there, with the new financial crisis facing the country, and we'll have analysis of what he had to say later in the programme. James Whale on the newspapers. We move to Helen Mirren appearing on the David Letterman show, and you think she's let the country down?
Yeah, I'm ashamed of her. I think she's ridiculous. She's made herself seem to be a really stupid woman. This is a story, of course, loosely connected with the BP oil spill. And Dame Helen Mirren, can you take the Dame ship away from her or not?
She's incredibly popular. She's one of the most popular people in the whole country.
Really?
And one of our most esteemed actresses. She
really?
is. So you'll be going very much against the grain, criticising her.
You know, I don't care. I don't have to say.
She says I'm ashamed to be British because of BP.
Well, that's right. And she also went on to say, she's sitting on the David Letterman show, one of the top talk shows, of course, in America. And she told a cheering American audience, talk about grovelling to your public. What an appalling woman you are. Because, she says, you know, if Britain had beaten America, she said, first of all, I'm so relieved it was a draw, she said, because, you know, if Britain had beaten America with that BP with what BP, which is my mind stands for bloody piss poor. I mean, a dame use that sort of language on television?
OK,
I think that's
let us know your views.
disgusting.
News@sky.com, at Eamon Holmes, at Sky Charlotte are the tweets. At the BBC, there's to be a pay rise for the lowest workers at the BBC.
Yeah, the BBC, of course, are cutting back money. But if you happen to earn around £30,000, 37,000, but if you're less than £37,000, which is 70% of BBC staff apparently, you are going to get a £500 bonus because they've got so much money at the BBC, they just don't know what to do with it.
You can't criticise somebody getting £475 a year
I can.
if they earn £30,000.
Of course I can.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Of course I can. Of course I can.
The BBC can make efficiencies because they've got low-paid workers. I mean, they keep building sites all over the country where they're not needed.
Just a minute. Calm down. But no, listen, this is because he's getting married,
I don't understand why you're against people on low pay getting a pay increase.
I don't mind how much people earn if they're actually going out there and earning it. The BBC get this money off you and me. Listen to what I'm going to say. The BBC go there and they get our money. I'm not happy with that. They're getting bonuses when people can't afford their licence, and the licence is a waste of money anyway. But you can't say £37,000 is low paid.
Well, so you just jumped it from 30 to 37,000. What is it?
It's 37.
It's 37.
Yeah. So
I still don't think £475 a year is going to change anybody's life.
Well, no, but it's the amount of money they're splashing around in bonuses is not going to be
But these stories are written by journalists
people
who wouldn't work for £37,000. So, I mean, that's the criticism.
Why are you being
so
cantankerous
I'm against
today?
low pay, and I'm against the curmudgeonness in the country, which is against people getting pay rise.
Look,
Charlotte, anything to add?
Yeah, they should take it off the higher earners at the BBC and give it to the people that are earning less.
OK,
why didn't you say
let's talk about the main issue of the morning, which is waxing.
Right.
Nuts that hurt is the headline, and this is in the Daily Mirror.
Oh dear, this place is getting more and more bizarre every week.
You choose the stories, mate.
No, this was one actually that Charlotte suggested I should look at. A charity fundraiser was left in agony after an intimate beauty waxing pub stunt went drastically wrong.
How come, James?
Well, Charlotte, do you want to share it with us?
Well, I just wanted you to include this as maybe a health and safety, a public warning to people who think that this kind of stunt for charity is a good idea, that it can go horribly wrong.
This man lost how many layers of skin?
I believe it was 6 out of 7 layers of skin.
Layers of skin. I would never. Would you ever have this?
All around his sensitive places.
Yeah. Apparently, this is a very silly thing to have done unless you have people who know what they're doing.
Needs to be a trained professional.
Yeah, you see, because I don't know
Charlotte,
much
are you
about
finding this amusing, this man's pain?
No, I don't think it's amusing. I
think she
You
does.
obviously do find it amusing.
No. I just thought it was an interesting story, that's all.
It is an interesting story,
From the
and you're
point of
right.
view
It is a warning.
Yeah, a warning to people.
It is a warning, because people think, I'm going to do something for charity, and then you could end up... I mean, having all those layers of skin come off, you could be in big trouble.
Yeah, it could be very serious.
Very, very sore.
Well, if you have excess hair and you have had it removed from places and maybe you have a horror story to tell, please do let us know. It's at Eamon Holmes, at Sky Charlotte. She's particularly interested in this subject, and news@sky.com. James Whale, always a pleasure.
It cheers you up, doesn't it? The country may be going down the pan, but listen, there are important things to talk about, and we talk about them here.
And you've woken everybody up this morning. Thank you very much. Glamorous couple there.
Gorgeous couple, aren't they?
Very good.
Wish I looked like that.
Yes, so do I.
Oh, South Africa, I just handed that to my plate.
You're not bad for your age. Don't always do yourself down.
South Africa, as I said first.